1460 WVOX.
Stay tuned now for the Racing for Heroes radio show with host Brett Morash on 1460 WVOX.
All right, Racing for Heroes fans, it's Brett Morash. We're here again on WVOX 1460 on the AM dial, streaming worldwide at WVOX.com, and we're on Facebook Live today, and always brought to you by RFH Tactical Mobility. If you need training for security needs, they're your guys. Our first guest today, though, is Chad from Kraken Skulls, and that's Kraken with a K, just like the sea monster, and Skulls like your brain housing unit. So anyway, without further ado, Chad, are you on the line?
I'm here, brother.
Hey, how's it going down in Carolina today?
Going well, man. The weather's not as good today as it was yesterday, but all the same.
Gotcha. It's about 50 degrees here in New York, so I think you still might be living the dream down there for me.
Yeah, I think we're sitting at a good 58.
Gosh, I need 50 degrees to paint my boat, so that's my goal in life right now.
Oh, right on, brother.
So, Chad, I know we talked earlier, but our guests don't know that you were in the U.S. Army Special Forces, 3rd Special Forces Group, and then now you're in. I mean, I was looking at your website. I mean, you're into Barbary, not the pirates, but Barbary, like cutting hair, amazing clothes, and things just to make you look manly is kind of how I would describe it to someone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So here at the compound at Kraken Skulls, I'm actually live on my social media at the same time we're on here, so everyone can chime in. Yeah, here at the compound at Kraken Skulls in Fayetteville, North Carolina, I have a barber shop, I have a tattoo shop, I have a laboratory where I make all of my own beard products and beauty products. I have a t-shirt printing company here as well, so we are able to make our own swag and help other people with their company's swag and get their product line out there. Barbershop, we have a bar, cigar parlor, and then upstairs on the 3rd floor we have a multimedia company where we produce media for companies locally, and then website design. So that's kind of everything that's here right at the compound at Kraken Skulls.
Well, it seems like if I was there, like you'd never have to leave the office. I mean, it sounds like the most amazing place on the planet.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal, and being a former military dude, I realized like how precious my time really was, and I always wish there was a spot where I can go and get everything done that I needed to get done all in one spot. So
gotcha. So and I was talking this morning with the morning host of the morning radio show here on 1460, and he was asking like, how did a guy go from being a Green Beret to cutting hair? That doesn't seem like it would normally line up.
It's funny. So the military trains you for several things amongst your military career. And, it's all what you take from each experience that you encounter.
Sure.
Positive and negative. And kind of weed out the stuff that doesn't really apply to you, but retain a lot of the information that you pick up from those schools or skill sets.
Yeah.
Be able to carry it over to whatever your next mission in life is.
I agree with you. And like I said, I think that you sound like you're a serial entrepreneur, though, as well. And and that's testament, I think, in many ways to kind of the training and experiences you had in the military.
Right, exactly.
So tell us about, your experience in the Army, though. You didn't start out in the Green Beret, right? Like you did something before. How did you get there?
I joined the military, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't know anything about the military. I don't come from a line of military family. I grew up as a foster child, homes in California. And to be 100% honest with you, nobody where we were at were doing anything in the military. We are just basically, getting out of foster homes and probably getting in trouble and moving on and going to jail. So, I joined originally into the infantry. Little newledge for you is I had no clue what the infantry was. I thought it was child care. Yeah, I really thought it was child care. At that time, I had huge ambitions of being an Olympic wrestler.
Oh, wow.
So, coming out of high school being, varsity wrestling guy and captain of the team and all that other stuff, I was like, I can go to the military and wrestle in the military. So, I joined the infantry. Unbeknownst to me, infantry was not child care, so I would have time to train.
No.
I ended up wrestling with several different units in the Army. My battalion sergeant major was actually my wrestling coach, which is
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so I started wrestling, and then next thing you know, I did not make the Olympic trial team, and I wasn't able to go out to Colorado because I was stationed in Baumholder, Germany as 11 Mike, which is a mechanized infantryman.
Was that with like 2nd Armored or something like that, or
1st Armored Division.
1st Armored? Sorry.
And that was in 99, 2000, 2001. So after that, my sergeant major's like, hey, why don't you go to Ranger School? I didn't know what Ranger School was either. So I went to a little place called Pre-Ranger course out of Schweinfurt, Germany, which was pretty intense. Now, I actually have a really funny, so I don't know how in-depth you want to get with
No, please. I think all our guests love hearing the funny stories, so fire away.
I'm going to let a story go over the net that I only tell to personal friends, but I'll go ahead because people need to laugh. So here I am in Baumholder as a young PFC. And, in Germany, what we used to do is put Jack and Coke inside of a Camelback and have it underneath our shirts so we go out to the bars in Germany.
Brilliant.
You had, this straw running down your arm, and you could pour your own shots and drinks the whole time,
Sailor logic is what we would call in the Navy. I got it.
So that's what we would do. Well, being a young soldier, I didn't think anything of it. We're out drinking, all our stuff, and next thing you know, I have to go to PRC, right? So
sure.
I real quick, throw everything in my bags, and bam, I'm shipped off to the Pre-Ranger course.
Sweet.
Show up to the Pre-Ranger course, and immediately it's a huge smoke fest. They wanted to weed everybody out.
Yeah, sure.
So it started out with, a PT test, a swim test, and then an 18-mile road march, like back to back to back. Right?
Okay.
We're do our PT test, our swim test, and now it's on the road march. And they have this, thing where they say, take a knee face out if you fall within 1 arm length of the guy in front of you, if you on that road march.
Okay, gotcha.
We're walking along, and guess where my water source is coming from?
From your Camelback.
So, I can't do anything about it. I'm sitting here, I'm dying of thirst because they're really pushing your damn time. So you're staying within this whole, group on this road march, and you're trying to keep up. Well, I end up getting white girl wasted drunk. And at the 12-mile point, we had a water buffalo to refill your water source. So I'm like, all right, I'm already drunk, but I know I need water because I am literally dying right now.
Sure.
By this time, there's probably only 20 of us left from the 60 people that started the road march. I get to this water buffalo, this huge container that's on wheels is a trailer, for those who don't know what a water buffalo is. And I'm trying to dump all this Jack and Coke out of my Camelback. And I'm like, fine, and I'm filling this thing back up, and they're like, all right, get up, let's go. And we're, they're trying to induce stress, and it was definitely working. It probably didn't help that I was already drunk anyway.
Right.
So I get in there, and all right, start going, and they take us, over time for the last 6 miles just to really kind of break us down. Well,
Sure.
That straw is about 24 inches long, and that was all still full of Jack and Coke, and I didn't realize it.
Oh, because so the first draw, you're definitely getting 3 or 4 shots. That's amazing.
It was like, oh yeah, I really need this water right now, so I just gulp it down, and then halfway through, I'm like, oh my god, the straw! I didn't think about it, Well, finished that road march, and I was definitely not sober. So they called the 12 of us in front so everybody else could look at us and see what the standard was because we were all still made it.
Sure.
And they're swaying back and forth, and he comes up to me and is like, are you fucking drunk? And I'm like, I think so. So he ends up putting me on mandatory rest and comes in.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, that was a funny story of Germany and my PRC. So.
No, but I think what's important, though, about the story, Chad, is that all of us who've been in the military, it's those stories like that really, when you look back on your military service, and I don't care if you served in Vietnam, in World War II, or the post 9/11 conflicts, it's that sort of stuff that really makes it, for your community, the veteran community.
No, absolutely. But yeah, so as far as my military career, after I finished that stuff, I re-enlisted, went to the 82nd Airborne Division, over to 11 Bravo, did several rotations to Afghanistan and Iraq.
Roger.
got a little bit of hurt in Iraq, ran into a Green Beret while we were recovering in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And like, hey, you should probably go try to be an SF dude. And it was really cool because this dude had a beard, and I had to shave every day.
Sure.
Then all the nurses wanted to come and hang out and talk to him, but nobody even wanted to talk to me except for,
Right. And you're like an airborne trooper. It's not like you're like some slouch, that's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, and he like I said, he was my roommate in our recovery room. So I was like, man, this guy gets all the attention. All the nurses are coming in there wanting to talk to him, and next thing you know, I'm like, all right, cool, easy breezy. I'm gonna go ahead and do this SF thing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, so Chad, we're going to shift gears here a little bit, and we're shifting gears. You guys actually, or Kraken Skulls, sponsors a couple of race cars, including I think Adam Benaway's car, who was on just the other day.
Yeah, we have 2 Legends cars, one open wheel modified, and then last year we had the opportunity to sponsor our NASCAR with Sam Hunt Racing.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we have Adam Benaway, Jerry King, and then we have Kyle Jenks doing compacts. And then Adam Benaway. Yeah, so those are kind of who we roll with at this time.
And I think Adam did pretty well this past weekend because I know he was putting some social media out on it.
Yeah, so him and my little brother are actually in the same exact class. Jerry King is my little brother, and he drives number 23 with the big old Kraken Skulls on it. And they're battling back and forth all night long last night.
Oh, good.
Good competition, especially when they know each other and they can kind of have fun together out there on the track.
Well, that's why it's always a win when, even if Adam doesn't do that awesome, it's still a win for us, when you see those guys out there and they're racing on the track.
Absolutely, 100%.
And so, in fact, we're going to have Matt Dotson on here in about 2 minutes. So before we do jump to Matt, let's just finish talking about Kraken Skulls. If people are interested in what you do, I know your office footprint is down in Fayetteville, but can people just log in and just check out what they're doing?
Recommend you hop on Facebook. So my Facebook following is pretty good. It's KRAKEN-SKULLS. So that's on my Facebook. IG is the Kraken_Skulls_official. I do have a YouTube channel as well.
Oh, cool.
I have some really funny commercials on there. I would highly recommend you hop on there and subscribe to me and give a thumbs up and comment. And then you can reach my website at www.kraken. I spell KRAKEN-Skulls.com.
That's great. And because you have a storefront there for all the beard stuff that you're making, for example. But of course, one of my favorite, and I think I'm going to get one. I was going to try to get one for my kids, is the Whoopee jacket. And for those, and if you just quickly explain what that is and what's a Whoopee.
Yeah, Whoopee hoodie is Kraken Skulls has our own Whoopee hoodie here, and it's basically our old poncho liner that we deploy with several hundreds of times, and we just made it into a really comfortable hoodie that you could rock out with. So
awesome.
I'd definitely like to welcome a lot of people to the family.
Yeah, well, listen, Chad, I'm so happy with what you guys are doing. I wish you guys all the luck in the world, and obviously we'll see you a little more this summer with some of the RFH events that are coming up at Fayetteville Speedway, et cetera.
Absolutely, and tell Matt Dodson say hello and give him my best regards.
All right, and with that, thank you, Chad. We really appreciate it. And that brings us to our next guest, Matt Dodson, who is a U.S. Navy veteran. He was an aviation ordnanceman. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's the guys that put bombs together before they strap them on an aircraft and they go downrange to deal death and destruction. So, and then Matt is now the head of Rustic River Craftsman Foundation, which works with veterans to help them with things like PTSD, depression, et cetera. So without further ado, Matt, you on the line, brother?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Matt, it's so good to hear you. How is the weather down there? I'm sure it's pretty close to what Chad was talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was just gorgeous the last couple of days, and we got a little taste of that springtime air, and now it's looking a little haze, gray, and underway, as we called it in the Navy. So
that's right.
Got about 7 days of rain coming our way, so time to get grinding on the inside.
Yeah. So tell us about being an aviation ordnanceman. I think I told you I was a destroyer weapons officer, so I would interface with those guys doing weapons loadout on the pier in Norfolk. But there's way more to it than just that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I joined the military when I was 17 years old. My parents, they were all in the medical field or whatnot. And I really didn't have that decision made yet. And I had a good buddy of mine that didn't have his mind made up yet. And we decided that we were going to join the Navy together on the buddy program or whatnot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, if you've ever done that before, it doesn't always work out that way. So we joined and we stayed in the same rate.
Cool.
And we both became ordnancemen. And it was probably one of the coolest experiences of my life, to be real with you. So we were ultimately responsible for, you know, like you said, the safe handling of ordnance on the jet, off the jet, and to make sure those things are on time and on target. Because, I mean, literally, what would be worse than some guys on the ground and looking for some air support and it not work?
Oh, for sure.
That's not what we ever shot for. It's not what ever happened either. So, you know, it was good to be a part of that team and that brotherhood and that network. And, you know, there's probably some guys on here now talking smack about us and everything, that little brotherhood that we have. But it's tight knit, just like any other community in the military.
Well, what was the coolest weapon you had to put together? If you had one.
Let's see. What was it? Man, honestly, I'm a gun nut. Not gonna lie to you. We worked on the F-18 Alpha through Charlie platform when I was in with VFA 83, the Rams, and
nice.
You know, 20 Mike was my thing. There was nothing cooler than, you know, loading some rounds as fast as you can with your brothers and knowing that those rounds were going to go down range and help your other brothers. So I think I had to be a gun nut.
That's the M61 cannon, I think is the
M61A1.
There
exactly
you go.
Right, man. I mean, it was bad. You know, we all dreaded having to do post fires, but if we're doing post fires,
right.
we were on time, on target. So
you betcha.
It was a double-edged sword, but man, I absolutely love guns, and you know, I like guided bomb units, and of course, sidewinders were always that cool Top Gun missile on the tip. So we had some cool weapon systems to mess with.
That's very cool. And you actually came to our event this past summer, Gunning with Green Berets, and you got to fire the Ma Deuce 50 cal machine gun, unchanged since 1917.
Yes, sir, we did. Yeah, we brought a group down there with you guys to Racing for Heroes and do some connecting over there with some live fire. And yeah, that was extremely cool. You know, like I said, I was a Navy guy. I was on a boat and all that, but you know, weapons are weapons, and you know, to be able to use them, and it was a good experience.
Yeah,
and to be able to bring guys with us.
Well, and your buddy Mike Hinshaw reached out to me this morning. We actually have a call this afternoon, but you know, he was just saying like how great you are, and you know how you're really there for veterans, which is sort of where we're going next here. Tell us about what you're doing with Rustic River Craftsman Foundation. What's that all about?
Rustic River Craftsman Foundation. You know, a lot of people just think it's woodworking, and it's really hard to explain in an elevator speech, but man, we use woodworking as occupational therapy. That's exactly what we do. You know, I had a problem. I have no problem admitting that when I got back with drinking, and, you know, damn near killed me, to be real with you. And I replaced that there with a little bit of woodworking. And when I saw that it was helping me, I wanted to share that experience with other veterans. So we literally scooped up a homeless veteran off the street, and we saw that it made strides in his life. And it's like, you know what, man? But there's others out there that could benefit from this. So, you know, we acquired a little bit of property from a lady named Glenda Wall. What a blessing she is. And her son is active duty Nick Wall in the Navy right now. And, you know, we got our little headquarters, and we have veterans that come in, and it's like the YMCA of woodworking, honestly. I mean, whether you're coming in just to hang out and connect with other veterans that kind of get it, I guess you would say, or know how to function with, or if you're coming in there with a desire to learn how to read a tape measure and, you know, build cabins or furniture or whatever it may be, it's ultimately about us being together and kind of working through these struggles and also having a good time, you know, kind of like the whole team experience that some of us miss would be real with you. So we create a brotherhood over woodworking, whether that's cutting down trees or building houses or building furniture or, you know, just empowering each other to kind of get to that next level. You know what I mean? Like, come out of this hole. There's a whole nother life out here. And if we use woodworking to fuel it, well, it's the same thing you guys do with racing. You know, I'm not a big race guy at all, but I've learned a ton. You guys are. And you guys use racing the exact same way.
We do.
We use woodworking. I actually kind of, you know, found that process through Mike Evok and all the gentlemen there. It's like, that's what Racing for Heroes does for us, is they empower us and we try to empower the next guy.
Yep. Yeah. And I think in my experience working in the veteran space, I've seen a lot of programs like, you know, you point out Racing for Heroes, we do motorsports, and that's sort of what the community is built around. In your case, it's woodworking. I mean, I've seen guys and gals do glass blowing, and it's always amazing to me, but a lot of it has to go back to that sort of creative process and creating things as like a team. that I think really matters for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in the military, for me personally, it was like, man, I knew every single day when I woke up what my job was, who I was working with, and the lives that were dependent on me functioning and doing my job correctly. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it. That's exactly what we had to do. And then, you know, kind of when you get out of the military, some people lose what we call that purpose. You know, everybody's on this purpose train, the purpose train. Well, that's the train you need to be on. It's like, you know, you get out of that routine of kind of self-accountability and, you know, that high demand and that pressure. And it's like, you're geared that way. You know, you just got to kind of refine that in this new system of civilian life, I guess you would say. And we just found out that woodworking works. You know, now we do all other things. I mean, we really want to put a big dent in the dental situation. Good Lord, it just kills us, the dental crisis within the VA. But, you know, collectively, we work together as a team to solve problems. And our little niche is woodworking, man. And I absolutely love it. You know, if it helps just one person or one veteran, we keep going. And to watch these guys, you know, come out of these depressions of sitting in their apartment or playing video games or not succeeding well in the GI Bill online, and to get them out of that and to find out that they can carve or they can put together cutting boards or, by God, they can build a cabin, man, yeah, it's cool to grow, but to see that self-confidence just skyrocket, that's the winner. Dude. I mean, that's the winner. I got guys that, you know, are 100% disabled, a disability rating, man, that have absolutely no reason to come up here financially or anything, but they come up there for the brotherhood. They come up there to fight life's problems, and ultimately that's what we're here for, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely. And I think that, you know, testament to the work that you're doing, you know, you're there. And you produce materials, right? Like people can go on like Etsy and get your goods, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the only reason that Rustic River's doors are still open are passion-based products. That's it. You know, I got guys that come in, they're like, man, I want to learn woodworking. I want to sell cutting boards online. I want to sell this online. I just don't know how to do it. Well, guess what? Rustic River does. We've been doing it for years. That's how these doors are still open, that and the gratitude of the community. I mean, if we didn't have these things, there's no way that Matt could be here. You know, so to be able to give these guys a platform where they don't have to go spend $100,000 on tools, they don't have to go ascertain property, they don't have to build a website, they don't have to do marketing, and to have that platform, that's the hand up. We're not handing out anything. You still have to build the product as a veteran, but we'll help you out and get to that next level.
And
so that's exactly what we do.
I think there's been some amazing products I've seen, like everything from like the boxes on the wall that look like a American flag, but it slides open and it's like a gun chest.
Absolutely.
Handmade knives.
The concealment furniture. We do a lot of farmhouse furniture. You know, we stay fluid as our products do. There's nothing that's, you know, out of the norm for us per se. So, you know, we have guys that come in and they create their own product. And that's the cool thing, is to watch these guys, you know, be creative, explore new talent, tap into that thing, and to be rewarded for it through confidence. Man, it's a cool thing.
What's the thing that you are most proud of building?
Veterans. Man, for real, without a doubt.
That's awesome.
I know it sounds crazy.
Nope.
But it's like, yeah, woodworking's cool, but no joke, to be a part of some of these guys' lives and just watch them grow and come out of that space that they were in. I mean, some guys can probably relate.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got much left, but at the end of the day, you got us. And I think to watch these guys grow and not, I guess, be so fragile anymore and just explore new things, man, it's incredible to watch just peeling back of that onion.
That's
when you tap into somebody's talent, you know, I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So to be a part of that process and to teach it to my kids, that's the cool thing.
Oh, because you got little ones.
This type of thing has to go on. You know, there's a generation of veterans now helping. Well, when this veteran generation gets tired, there has to be another one to step right up.
For sure.
And that's ultimately how we're going to help each other. You know, going to the VA is cool. Reaching out for help is cool. But being a part of something every day that gives you purpose, that's going to hold you accountable, but at the same time, you know, produce success in the long run.
Yeah.
That's ultimately the healing factor, I think, right there. You got to be a part of the team again.
Agree. And so, Matt, we're getting to the very end of the show. I thought you might have had a driving story for us that for today.
A driving story for today. Let's see here. I guess the only story I would have to relay to, well, I guess PTSD and finding purpose again was, I mean, I've just been a witness to it. That's it.
Sure.
I've literally seen guys come to my door that I met on day one and just take a knee with.
Yeah.
You know, that just needed to get some things out, and it's remarkable to be that person. It's humbling. You know,
For
we
sure.
all have our traumas, but some of the men and women that I've talked to, man, good Lord, you know, real heroes, man. They don't wear jerseys. That's a fact.
You bet.
And to be a part of that and to have that trust is, I think that would be the story for the day, is just be that person.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha. And we are at the end of the show though. So Matt, thank you for being on here. I look forward to seeing you again when I'm back down in Alton. So thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely, Brett. Take care and one love.
All right. And Racing for Heroes fans, we'll be back again next week in March. Hopefully you'll be able to keep the wheels on the ground and the bugs off your windscreen. So, all right. Take care, everyone. Out here.
I got a dream to chase, and it just won't wait. Just a little farther down the road.